You know what? I am going to say that it is a gender thing. Men don't have intuition. Men have never had intuition. Men have to use women to be connected to source. Even in religions, connection from man to God has to come through a woman. I actually think this is like the biggest crock of shit when men talk about intuition. I think it's actually like a manipulation tactic. Like, I had a feeling you'd be here. There were signs. Y'all don't have that. Y'all don't have that. Get a fucking rest. It's actually like the funniest thing that I could see today. Women are the ones that have dreams about things before they happen. Women are the ones that actually have gut feelings. But also, those gut feelings come from our brain to gut barrier, the vagus nerve. It's a little bit complicated with the nervous system, but men don't have this same process. This is why men have to use women to connect to God, to source. Without women, there is no connection. I'm going to take it a step further. Let's even talk about Jesus. Let's talk about Mary Magdalene, the woman that taught him everything. Realistically, she's Jesus. But without her, he would not know anything. This is so fucking funny to me when y'all talk about having intuition.
Here is one dark manipulation tactic that men use on women to make them fall in love. First of all, I do not advise this. I do not advise this. I did not advise this.
I do not advise this.
Nor do I encourage it. However, I am dropping this knowledge to you so you can be very aware and make sure that no one is doing this to you. They will purposefully talk about other attractive women in front of you. They will purposely point out how attractive that woman is who happens to be everything you're not. Influencing thoughts of not being good enough, in turn lowering self-esteem. But here's what they do. Shortly after they just get done fantasizing about this other woman right in front of you, they will in turn start showering you with compliments, just so they can tear you down, so they can be the one to build you back up. Pretty messed up, right? So make sure this isn't happening to you, and if you feel it is, then you didn't tell your man, hey, you better knock it off, or I'm out. Michael J. Fit here, certified life coach, certified relationship coach. Follow me for more advice and tips about your relationship. Also, if you are seeking personal coaching, either life, dating, or relationship coaching, contact me immediately. I am a 5-star Google reviewed coach, and I have been helping people transform their lives for the past 7 years. Click on the link in the bio, send me a message on Instagram, or even send me an email at pin it in the comment section down below. So if you are feeling lack in your life, your personal life, your relationship, or your dating life, and you are looking to level up physically, mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually, contact me immediately.
Did you know that there's a manipulation tactic that some men use to make you overperform for their approval? It makes you not want to lose them, and sometimes it can even make you compete for their validation. And the worst part about this tactic is that you won't realize that you're actually doing it. You won't realize. The only way you realize this is if you sit down and really evaluate the situation and what's happened, or someone actually makes it clear to you. This method is called the triangulation strategy, and this is when somebody introduces a third party between two people. For example, have you ever been seeing a man and he makes subtle hints that there is another woman in the picture, or there are other women that want him? That is a very subtle way of implementing the strategy, because what happens is you become aware of potential threats to the thing that you want, which is a relationship with this man. And subconsciously, you also become aware of the fact that somebody else might take this man away from me. And if they are able to take this man away from me, it means I don't get the thing that I want. So sometimes what ends up happening is you start to overcompensate, you start to overperform for his validation and approval. You start to do this to secure your position in his life. And now when there's a moment where he pulls away, you start to overperform even more because you do it out of fear. You don't want to lose him, and you don't want to lose him to the people that he's mentioned or the woman that he's mentioned. Sometimes he might not be speaking to these women or seeing these women. It might just be an ex that's always on his case. It might be a friend that likes him. But anyway, if you're still watching this video and you want more tips on finding out the manipulation tactics that men have used against you and men are using in the dating world today, I've created a community called the Awakened Women's Circle, where I'm going to be teaching a lot more. If you want to join this community, tap the link in my bio and you can join the waiting list. The spots will open probably in the next 5 days.
I never gave her safety. I never gave her stability, because safety and stability meant that she could relax and pause. And a woman who feels safe might realize that she doesn't need me. I created chaos inside the entire relationship, created fights over nothing. One day sweet, the next day cruel, going back and forth. And so she stayed second guessing herself, and I controlled her by keeping her anxious, because a stable woman can't be manipulated. But an anxious one stays locked into a relationship much longer than what they want to be.
Let this video serve as evidence that these men out here are not silly boys just trying to figure it out. They're well aware when they're manipulative, and they're well aware when they're manipulating you. Things like nagging, ghosting, breadcrumbing, the push and pull method. They know what those things are. Some of them have not only studied those methods, they've mastered them, and they use them on unsuspecting women. This is why you don't tell a man exactly what you're looking for up front, because all he'll do is pretend to be that man until he gets what he wants from you. Never tell the man exactly how to play you. They are constantly looking for inconsistencies in what you're saying and what you are allowing. Confident women don't chase men, they don't entertain inconsistent men, and they don't negotiate their standards. I don't care how confident you say you are, I don't care how confident you think you are. Waiting around for a man to change his mind about one of your standards, or even worse, waiting for a man to change his mind about you, is an insecurity waiting to be exploited, and he will. The only reason you're going back and forth with that man is because you told him what you wanted and he didn't do it. So why are you still there? A man in your life who does not bring you peace is only there to disturb yours.
Manipulation tactics to use on a healed individual. Now, this is method 2, the being fixable method. Now, where a lot of people go wrong on this is they think that you can simply just be scum and things are going to work out for you. Well, that is part of it. There is much more nuance to it. Like, if you're just simply scum, some of these people aren't going to want to deal with you. The key part is to know what flaws are deal breakers and what flaws aren't deal breakers. Examples: if you talk about not being loyal, that's probably going to be a deal breaker. But if you talk about struggling with communication, it probably won't be. But the real key part with these flaws is to mention that you have them, but never actually show that you have them. What do I mean by this? I mean, you can say something like, yo, full disclosure, I'm not the best at communication. However, when a situation arises where you have to communicate your ass off. But while you're communicating, say, I know I'm not the best at communication, but I am trying. I hope, I'm doing okay right now. And you can always swing this into some pretty natural sounding love bombing. Like me, for instance, I'm a bad texter. So whenever I do this, I'll be like, yo, I'm a horrible texter. And the response is always, well, you're texting me just fine. And I'm like, it's different though.
So I'm not saying that man is a narcissist, but if he is, he's a very self-aware one. And of course, if you're new here, I'm a narcissist. I actually have narcissistic personality disorder. A lot of people ask me, do narcissistic, toxic people know what they are doing? And you see right there, that man right there, he knows exactly what he is doing. That person knows what he's doing. Just like a lot of narcissistic people will do, they study people. They practice techniques and things like that. If this doesn't work, let me adjust. Let me readjust on the fly and things like that. And does this stuff work? Yeah, it works all the time. It absolutely does work. That's why you see a lot of people have shared and saved his video. Like over 30,000 people have saved his video to try to study and use his techniques on people. And you notice I didn't say on women or on men, on people. It works on people in general. With that technique right there, you are making people feel special because it seems like you're going above and beyond to understand them, to communicate better, to text better and things like that. So that person feels special. Like, you texting me just fine. He did another couple of videos where he says, oh, I'm not trying to hurt people. I'm just trying to tell people how to do what they need to do. He just used the word love bombing. So he's very self-aware of what he's doing, y'all. And this is not an attack on that person. That's just manipulation. It is what it is. He also posted this video about learning how to make people cry on purpose.
This is exactly why sometimes I put myself in a position to see someone genuinely cry, so then when they fake cry, I can tell the difference. And it's not as nefarious as people want to believe.
He tried to downplay what he said. He's like, well, it's not as nefarious as y'all make it seem out to be, but you know that it is. To intentionally get a rise out of people and affect their emotions in such a way to make them cry, so you know if they're being fake or manipulative, is oof. And a lot of people, narcissistic people, think that you are trying to manipulate them with your tears, because that's what narcissistic people do. They manipulate you with their tears. Again, not an attack.